All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Agent Marketing. Super excited to be here with my dear friend, Michael Lafido. How you doing, buddy? Doing
I'm
all
doing
right?
excellent. I'm so excited to be here again with you, man. It feels
I
like
know, man. It's
do
been a
this
long time.
once in a while here. We got to
I
do it
know. We
more
need to do it
often.
more. Yeah, I want to see you when you come down to Miami. So I've had the fortune of knowing Michael for quite a long time now. He's been on a couple of these calls, and he's specializes in luxury listing. He's a luxury listing specialist. He has a course. He has all kinds of stuff. He's got a new book coming out, which I'm super excited about. That a bunch of high ups are in the book, and you have a coaching program coming out, and you're trying to sell Jordan's home, Michael Jordan. So if everybody that knows me, the 23 is definitely in the house. So Michael and I connected with that. He's had what 10 years now that thing's been listed for
Been
sale.
on
So
for 10 years. Yeah, been 10
yes,
years.
yes,
I
yes,
showed
yes,
it
yes.
when big time Chicago Bear guy, Khalil Mack, was traded to the Bears. Uh, I showed it. It was kind of a funny story. I showed Scottie Pippen's, and then I went from Pippen's
Mm.
to Jordan's, and Scottie Pippen had a 33 on his front gate, and it looked, very inferior. Then you pull up and you see the big 23 with the gold on it. It's like Pippen was copycatting a little bit. And now Michael Jordan's son supposedly getting married to Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, and those two are not eye to eye. So some drama,
Oh,
some drama.
ooh, drama in the fa Jordan family. Drama with 23. All right. So, Michael, I know you got a presentation for us. I know we're
Yeah,
short on time. We only
yep,
have till 12:45 Eastern. So, man, I'm gonna let you rip.
please.
Introduce yourself, please, and let's get this party started.
Yeah,
And
I got a lot of slides to show here. Let me go right into here. Hold on for a second. And I see a lot of, some familiar faces. I see some names I recognize as well, which is kind of cool. Sarah's with Remax. Sarah, I was just at the Sarah Papini. I was at the Remax Luxury Forum down in New Orleans in June. Remax, great company. I know they unfortunately made some cuts, like a lot of companies today. All right, Scott, can you see my screen?
we
Increase your
got
average
your
sale
screen, man.
price
Is this your
2023
new
again.
house? Is this your new house, man?
Now, this house is on TV show Empire. I represent it. It was the Architectural Digest most beautiful home for sale in Illinois. This training's perfect for you if you're open to some new ideas and you don't want the same old, and you want to work smarter, not harder. We all know that some of the markets, there's a shortage of inventory in most markets. So when there's a shortage of inventory, there's there's not as many opportunities, right? There's not as many listings out there. There's not as many active buyers out there. So we want to teach you how to diversify and go after those upper price points. Okay. And that's what I'm going to be focused on today. It's not a bunch of theories. Scott knows me. He's known me for years. I'm not a fluff guy. There is no,
That was easy.
there's no easy button. People are looking for the easy button. There's no easy button with what I'm going to share with you. It does require a WORK. However, if you're willing to put in the work, you're open to some new strategies, today's session could be the best session that you attend all year. I am the founder of the Luxury Listing Specials course. I've written a book called Luxury Specialist, and we're about to release a new book called Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. We teach all across the world. We're on a lot of these trainings, and this is the copy of our next book called Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. If you are interested and you are selling luxury homes, reach out to me. We also have a bonus section on rising stars. So if you're not a luxury specialist yet, but you've sold a lot and you want to differentiate yourself, reach out. You might say, well, Mike, that's great, but how do I reach out? Well, scan the QR code or my email, take a picture of this. If you were to take a picture of maybe one slide, this would be it. This is my contact information. The bottom left QR code next to my favorite sign, prove them wrong, which is in my office, prove them wrong. I love when somebody tells you you can't do something. I say prove them wrong. So scan that QR code or take a picture or both. And that's the best way to stay in contact with me after today's training. We do have a podcast. We're doing content. We just released our 256th podcast. Okay, our 256th podcast. It's real easy. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. You can go to the website, luxurylistingpodcast.com, or find it online. And we produce free educational videos. We release free vlogs, video educational videos twice a month. You can go to Lux Redefined, Luxe Redefined. And Scott, you might know this guy. He's in the mortgage industry. This is an example I had. Shawshank, he's got a podcast, Shawshank Redemption. Okay. He spells it differently, but he created a book called Chat GPT for Realtors. He was recently on one of our shows, but you can
Love it.
find me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, go to youtube.com and / luxury listing specialist, and you will find our educational content for realtors. Some people say, where the heck are you speaking next? Well, I just did an event for Breakthrough Broker. I'm going to be at Miami Realtors Rock the Market on September 14th. And then I'll be in Colorado on September 20th. And then I'll be in Houston at the LGBTQ Alliance Conference and FubCon at the end of the month. So I do a lot of trainings all across the world, and I'm heading back down to Cabo in November. All right, let's get right into things. Daniel S. Kamen, who's a Nobel Peace Prize winner, says people would rather do business with someone they like and they trust rather than someone they don't, even if this likable person is offering a lower quality product and service at a higher price. So in real estate agent terminology, people would rather hire an agent that doesn't have the experience of selling 10 million, 5 million, 3 million, $30 million properties, but they're likable versus Rockstar Rick or Rockstar Roxanne that maybe they're arrogant, they're not likable. So be likable, but offer a higher quality product and service as well. So I'm a big believer, Scott, that the fastest way for an agent to get instant credibility from their database and their sphere and people that know them, like them, and trust them is you land that first high-end trophy listing. You know, we're in football season, okay? College football just kicked off. I coach my 8th grade son's varsity football. They call it varsity football at Pop Warner, 8th grade football. I got 19 kids on my team. Shame on me if all 19 parents don't know that I sell real estate. We are in an opportunity business. You got to have conversations with people on what you do for a living. Those are opportunities. Now, don't be cheesy and giving out business cards at practice or anything, but be likable and bring value. But I do believe the fastest way for those 19 parents to know what I do for a living is if I list that big trophy property that they drive by or in their community. Okay. Most people, Scott, know ROI is what?
Return on investment.
Yes, return on investment. But I'm typing in the chat feature the second type of return, and I'm typing that in.
COI, cost of inactivity.
No, the second type of ROI is return on impression, Scott.
Oh,
So
like
if I post something on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, just listed, and it's a trophy listing, I'm going to get more comments, more likes, more shares than I will if I list that van down by the river. Okay, nothing wrong with that entry-level property. Nothing wrong at all. That starter home. But the world that we're in, people are going to get more likes and return on impressions with those upper price properties. Okay, it's Instagram is all about beautiful women, fancy cars, and luxury properties. Okay, it shouldn't be the case, but that's the world that we're in. So, okay, if Scott from Compass, okay, if Scott lists a big property, he's going to get more likes and more comments than if, hey, I just got a new rental property. And I'm not saying one's right over the other, but that's the world we're in. We're in a dating app industry in real estate. And you want more likes and more comments and more swipe right, Scott, than swipe lefts in our industry.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a guy named Peter Liu. He's out of Orlando. Peter took our course, and within 47 days, he attributed $8 million in volume from one of the strategies I taught him. Again, guys, you don't have to come from luxury. You don't have to have mom and dad handed you a book of business like so many agents. I'm a former high school health and PE teacher. That's me in the red right there in the middle. Okay. I got a 19 on my ACT, which isn't good, by the way. I got an 18 the second time I took it, Scott. In my first literally 5 years in the business, I made a little over $8,700 a year. That's me, 2000 to 2004 when I was a Coldwell Banker. And guess what? I was okay with it. $8,000. I was a bachelor. I had a snowmobile. I had a Harley. I bought my own place. I was okay with it. But then the light bulb went off. I went to a Joe Stump by referral only meeting
Mm.
and talked about listings. And I got my first listing, Scott. It wasn't this building. It was a little 1-bedroom condo in this building. And so I'm going to share with you how I went from listing $80,000 condos to 3 properties on the screen, including the far left. The middle property was the Architectural Digest. Okay. And then the far right, where I brought in $2.5 million worth of vehicles for the photo shoot and the video shoot. My video had over 250,000 views.
Mm.
It didn't cost me $1. The video cost me money, but bringing in $2.5 million worth of video with cars for the video didn't cost me $1. So I'm
Mm.
not one of these trainers that's been there, done that. I'm in the trenches as an agent, just like you. And Scott, I've invited you to a lot of our events. We do
Yeah.
events across the world. We do about 6 to 10 live designation events a year. Our next one is in Cabo in November. Scott, come on out in
All
Cabo in
right.
November.
All
Okay.
right.
That's our next in-person event. This was in Nashville. This is the Nashville mansion that was on the ABC series Nashville. So we do them all across the country. All right. Today, I'm going to teach everybody 3 simple concepts to increase your average sale price. 3 simple concepts. Number 1 is to build your solid foundation. Number 2 is your marketing blueprint. And number 3 is your positioning power. And I'm going to get right into number 1 right now. Again, I had a broker owner, Ed, send one of his agents to his training, and his agent basically doubled his average transaction size.
Mm.
Any agents here from Atlanta? Okay. Okay, Scott, you're with Compass. There was a Compass agent at Atlanta. She still is, Reagan Mackey. Okay, Reagan hired me to coach her on it. At the time, she was averaging about 370 to 399,000, somewhere in the upper 300s, average transaction size. 2 years later, she's at $800,000. So
Wow.
how did she do it? We built a strong foundation.
Mm.
A foundation. What can go wrong if this house is built on a weak foundation? Go ahead and type that in the chat feature. This is interaction here. I want to see what people say. What can go wrong if this house is built on a weak foundation? Scott, just read off what people are saying.
Well, I posted crumble to the ground.
That's worst case scenario. You're
Worst
absolutely
case,
right.
more
What else?
problems. Albert said more problems.
More problems. It's like P. Diddy, right? The more problems you have, the more money you have, the more problems we see, right?
Yep.
So what happened?
Sinking,
Cracking
cracking
walls.
walls. Yep.
Yeah. Door
Structural
jams,
repairs.
doors don't open, windows don't open, structural problems, water, air. It might be listable. It might not be listable, right? You got to disclose. So what happens, Scott, is if the agents that are on this training right now, if they have a book of business that is not built on a solid foundation, they might say, oh man, September 1st, it's already September 1st on Friday. And wow, man, I got 66% of my year left. I got to start building goal setting for 2024. Well, I
Mm.
don't know about you. You got 33% of your year. Finish strong
Mm-hmm.
versus 2/3 of it's gone. There goes my year. Okay, Tony Robbins says it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's why the rich get richer and the poor get poor. The poor get poor because they say, 2/3 of the year is gone. Pack it in for this year. Where the rich get richer, say, okay, I got 1/3 left. What am I going to do to finish strong?
Great. Yep.
Okay, so grow
100%.
your knowledge and your confidence grows. That's why you're on here today, Scott. People are on here today to grow their knowledge, to be more confident. Okay, if they're more confident, they might do some lead gen. Okay, they might do some lead gen. They might do some stuff in Palm Beach or Naples, even though they've never sold in Naples or Palm Beach. Last time I looked, as a licensed agent in Florida, you can have car will travel,
That's right.
right?
Right on.
Scott finishes garbage in, garbage
Out.
garbage in, garbage stays. Most people say garbage in, garbage out, but what are you listening to? What are you feeding your brain?
Mm.
Unfortunately, it's garbage in, garbage stays. The media wants to feed you doom and gloom. the election, the world's going to crumble, Ukraine, okay, you know, inflation, interest rates highest in 20 plus years. They're feeding you doom and gloom. Don't BS people, but you guys got to put a positive spin on things. Literally, I've sold 2 homes in a town called Oak Brook, Illinois. Okay, there's a big mall there. It's about 20 miles west of downtown Chicago. I sold 2 homes above $3 million in Oak Brook. Scott, yeah, let's live stream this baby, Scott. Heck yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
So Oak Brook, Illinois, there's only been, before June, there was only 10 properties sold in the last 10 years in Oak Brook, Illinois, 10 above $3 million. I sold 2 above $3 million in the last 53 days, Scott. But if you look at the data, like in the surrounding towns, let's just say Hinsdale, Illinois, there's been 1 sale above 4.75, okay, in the last year. And there's 3 on the market.
Wow.
So how much inventory, if 1 sold in the last year and there's 3 on the market, what does that tell you, Scott?
Not a whole lot going on there.
That means that there's 3 years of inventory, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
And the town next to that is Burr Ridge, Illinois. There's 4 on the market and 1 is sold in the last year. So how much inventory is that?
0.
Well, that's 4 years of inventory.
That's 4 years of
sales a year and 4 are on the market. That's 4 years.
Yeah.
So on the surface, is that good? 4 years of inventory, 3 years of inventory? No. Okay. My friends at Keeping Current Matters say when there's 7 or more months, I'm typing in 7+. If there's 7 or more months of inventory, look at the chat feature. That's what we call a buyer's market. So Crane Chicago business, okay, if you're a buyer, it's a good market. Well, not really. There's only 4 choices, okay, 3 choices. Okay, I have buyers right now. So where I'm going with you guys on the market, or excuse me, on this training right now, is I'm doing a lot of these hand-addressed cards, okay? I'm sending out these cards like this with a house on the front. Or I sent this one out this summer with a dog that has no card, but on the inside, it's hand-addressed, okay? And I'm sending this out to every high-end home in these communities saying, hey guys, you're getting this card because you own, through tax data, I could tell you own an amazing property in this area. I have buyers that aren't happy. There's only 3 choices right now in Hinsdale. There's only 4 choices. So if you've ever thought about selling, the news is negative. They're going to tell you it's a buyer's market. Okay. There's nothing. There's only 1 sale a year above, you know, in your price point. But I'm here to tell you there are active buyers looking. Okay. So think differently. But if you watch the news, it's negative, negative, negative. Okay. Maybe if you go to the office, Sarah, there's negative Nancy, there's negative Nick. They're complaining about Remax or how fees are going up, or Scott, oh man, Compass, man, I can't even get stock anymore from Compass. They're negative Nick and negative Nancy. They're toxic. Get rid of them. Okay. Garbage in, unfortunately, garbage stays. You know, Lisa Hayes says it better than I can. She says, Scott, be careful how you talk to yourself, because guess what? You are listening. So how are you talking 100%. To yourself, guys? We have 2/3 of the year left. Are you positive, half empty, or half full? Half full is positive, half empty, okay, is negative. Pessimist, optimist. Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. Go figure out what some successful's doing, tweak it, model it, and make it your own. Now, I have people ask me all the time, Mike, how do you define a luxury home? At Remax, they define it differently than at EXP, different than Keller Williams, different than boutique. We define a luxury home for our course. I created the Lux designation 7 years ago. We've taught it in 3 different continents, okay?
Crazy.
There's brokerages from every brand and every boutique that have taken my course. Okay, Lux. We define Lux, a luxury home, as bucket 3 on your screen right now. Excuse me, bucket 4 on your screen. We define a luxury home as a home in your market that is 3 times the average sale price in your market. I was doing a training for a guy named Matt Fagioli called Explode Conference in Kokomo, Indiana. and the average sale price was $80,000. Scott, I had an agent said, I came to this full day event because I wanted to learn about selling luxury. Your course, your breakout session is why I came, but I was hesitant because we don't have $1 million homes. And that's what in my market, and that's what our brokerage defines as a luxury home. She goes, but your definition makes sense. 80,000 times 3 or 240. We got a lot of 240s, a lot of 300s. We even have 500 and 600,000. We just don't have the 800, 900,000 plus. So for everybody that's on this training, Scott, most agents focus on bucket 1 and 2, starter or entry level bucket 1 in your market, or bucket 2. Now, where do you find the average sale price in your market? It's real easy. Title company, okay, your real estate board, or your MLS can provide you this data real easy. Those 3, okay? Now, not listed on this screen is bucket 5. Bucket 5 is in the bigger markets. Austin's got Albert Allen's on here from Austin. You have bucket 5, Lake Travis, okay, Lake Austin. Bucket 5 is what we call ultra luxury. Ultra luxury is 10x, 10 times the average sale price. So for you to figure out all the buckets, you got to start with bucket 2. What's your average sale price? And then below that is entry level. And most agents on here focus on bucket 1 and 2. My goal for agents on here is to add more in bucket number 3, which is high end. We define a high end home in your given market as 2 times the average sale price. Bucket 4 is luxury, and bucket 5 is ultra luxury. Okay. Is this helpful, Scott?
It's a beautiful, man. Yeah, I got some questions, but I'm going to wait.
Perfect. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the benefits of selling in those upper price points. Number 1, you earn higher paychecks. Okay. This summer, I sold a 4.75. That was 120. I sold a 3.1. That was a $70,000 plus. I sold a 1.5 dual agency. That was 70,000. And I just sold a 3.1, 70,000. By the way, that 70,000, he beat me up. There was a mold issue. I had to chip in $5,000. Well, if I didn't chip in $5,000, that property might not have sold. So $69,000 is better than 0, right? My point is, that's what's called a slack adjuster. Okay, I don't sell 50 homes a year. I sell quality properties. Okay, but if you sell 50 homes a year and you sell a 3.1 once in a while, that helps take the pressure off.
For sure.
Okay, and that's all what I want you to focus on, is taking the pressure off, increasing your average sale price. And oh, by the way, the upper price points, they don't beat you up on your commissions as much. Guys, NAR has got a big lawsuit coming out. You guys bet, if you're not sure about the lawsuit, not the sexual assault lawsuits I'm talking about, I'm talking about the commission ones. You got to bring more value to the table to get buyers to sign buyer's agent rep agreements. Okay. These buyers want the pocket listings. They want the on the silver platter opportunities. I have buyer's agent agreements with guys. I've showed $6 million properties. I just showed a $10 million property to somebody. If you bring value to them and you find them off-market properties, they will pay you a fee. Again, I tell them, Sarah, good chance the seller is going to pay my fee, but if they don't, okay, just factor it into your offer. Okay, but you got to bring value to the table. That's coming down the pipeline. I hate to say it.
No, wait. So just to clarify what you just said, you're saying the buyer's going to have to pay for your services to find them a home.
I hope I'm wrong, but that's where a lot of people think
it's coming.
Folks, listen to my podcast. Okay, I had. I'm going to tell you which podcast. Give me 1 second. Hey, let me know. Come tell me what number James DeWiggins' podcast was. Okay, so guys, type this in, Scott, the chat feature. Go to luxury listing. Type in luxurylistingpodcast.com. Okay, and I'm going to tell you which episode. Before you hit enter, Lexi, scream it out to me.
Probably spelled that wrong.
Luxurylistingpodcast.com. Luxury, LUXURY. Okay.
I was trying to type
Scott,
too fast.
You got a 19 on your ACT too. That's okay.
I think you beat me, actually. I think you beat me. Yeah.
Okay. I got an 18 the second time. But you guys, I want you to listen to podcasts with James DeWiggins. 248.
248.
248. we only talk about the NAR lawsuit. So if this is foreign language to you and you're not sure that what I'm talking about, a lot of people think listing agents are going to be totally fine, but buyer's agents, you're going to have to reinvent yourself if this lawsuit comes to fruition.
Hmm.
Okay, so listen to episode 248 with a guy who's of James DeWiggins. Okay, 248. I don't have time to cover it, but listen to it, guys. It's gold. It's worth your 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Let's talk about misconceptions about selling high-end and luxury properties. Thank you, Scott.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Number one, you got to be a top producing agent or have gray hairs before you sell luxury. False. Number two, you got to be wealthy. False. Number three, you personally need to live in a big home. False. Number four, you need to drive a nice car. False. You personally need to be with Compass or Douglas Elliman or fill in the blank. False. I know a lot of Compass agents that are rock star agents. I know a lot of Compass agents that I've beat on listing appointments, and I'm not with a brokerage that's known for luxury. Okay. Or the worst one of them all is, hey, I certainly can't compete in Austin. There's already 198 luxury agents here. There's room for 199. Okay. Well, Mike, there's 997 luxury agents. I'm in Beverly Hills. Guess what? There's room for 998. Check your excuses at the door. Okay. Please stop telling yourself that.
Mindset.
Grow your knowledge and your confidence will grow. Number one, you got to know the unique value proposition for your company. What makes you different? What makes you unique? Okay, you need to know the knowledge of your client. I Google my client. I like to know, I look them up on LinkedIn, on Facebook, what their likes are, what their interests, what businesses they own. Okay, you got to know what makes you different, not just your company, but you. What if, Sarah, if you're up against another RE/MAX agent and that other agent only talks about RE/MAX, 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 Sarah, but you talk about RE/MAX, but you also talk about what makes you, Sarah, different and unique. Okay, you got to do that, guys. You can't just talk about your company. Okay. Number four, okay, is what I just covered there. Number five is you got to have your finger on the pulse. What's going on in the market locally, but globally. Number six, you got to be likable. Okay, I don't talk politics. Michael Jordan was once asked why he doesn't talk politics, and he's a Democrat. He goes, because Republicans buy sneakers too. Guess what? Republicans buy large homes. So do Democrats. So do Green Party, Tea Party, independents. Okay, so be careful, okay, about politics on social media. Okay, be likable. Number seven, you got to have you got to be a good storyteller. You got to be able to tell story after story after story. I give good visuals. So when I go on a big listing appointment, you know, I'll bring individual or my book. Okay. You got to have books. So if I have a house that looks like a taxidermist owned it, they got stuffed, deer heads because they hunt. Okay. I bring my taxidermist book. Okay. With before and afters on how we neutralized a home that looked like a taxidermist owned it before me. If I'm not sure what their style is, I have a book on my before and after book. It's a picture book. I have 15 case studies on before they hired me and after they hired me, just pictures. It's like Jenny Craig. Remember Jenny Craig? Before Jenny Craig, after Jenny Craig. You guys got to have case studies. You got to keep it really simple. I bring my video book on listing appointments. If I go on a big listing appointment, Scott, and I know I'm going to do a cool video for it, I have my creative juices already going. So I say, hey, Scott, Scott, your home reminds me of this home. On this particular property, we wanted to emphasize the 1,200 acres. So we had the drone. I showed a plane landing on their grass runway. Scott, here's another example where I brought in $2.5 million worth of vehicles for the photo shoot. You can see 3 Lamborghinis. One of them has their doors open right here, Scott.
Slam dunk, man.
Here's another example, Scott. This was a winery I was selling, Scott, and I had the 80-year-old owners in the actual video for the winery. The tagline was "Dream it and it could be yours." Scott, do you remember the Geico commercial? So simple, a caveman can figure it out. Yes. I wanted the message to be this winery that produces 50,000 bottles of wine is so simple to run that 2 80-year-olds can run it with their son, that if they can do it, so can you. And so, guys, we are in a show and tell industry. You got to have strong visuals. Okay, I show it with my video book. When everybody else shows up with their iPad and their laptop computer, I show up with a video book. So you got to be a good storyteller. You got to have good visuals, because if I told that story, you guys would remember 10% of it in 3 days. If I showed you only, you'd remember 35. But if I show it and I tell a powerful story, you'll remember 65% within 3 days. Why am I demonstrating this, Scott? I'm demonstrating this because every agent on here, you got to be a good storyteller. You got to have good visuals when you're on a buyer consultation or a listing presentation. Now, remember, I told you the story about Hinsdale, Illinois. Remember, I told you one property above 4.75 is sold in a year, Scott, and there's 3 on the market. So that's 3 years of inventory. Remember?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
you got to have that visual. Guys, you got to have a visual like this. Keep it really simple. What do you call the day after Thanksgiving when Best Buy puts a limited number of 70-inch TVs on the market? What do you call
Black
that?
Friday.
Black Friday. I knew
Yep.
the answer, but you might ask the seller that when you're on a listing appointment because you want them engaged. But I'm telling you that, Scott, because you should have that visual. So, Scott, overall, we're still in a seller's market. There's not much inventory. Now, on the surface, Scott, you might have think, well, we're in a buyer's market because there's 3 years of inventory above 4.75. And Scott, your home is going to be 7+ million. But the positive side of it, Scott, there's not many options out there. So I think if we position your home through amazing photos, video, you listen to my stager, we do some touching up, some painting, some mulching. And by the way, you guys want a free golden nugget right now? You want a free nugget, Scott?
Absolutely. Always.
Everybody, I need more people raising their hand digitally. Do you want a free nugget?
Come on, raise your hands.
Guys, Friday is September 1st. Okay, if you are in most markets where you're seasonal, you need to have a video for in YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, September and October. Okay, even if you're in a warmer climate, okay, you should be telling your consumers, this is, if you want to get somebody raising their hand right now, this is the video. I'm talking to you unscripted right now as if I'm putting together a 1-minute video. Hey guys, it's Michael Lafido. This is a must video for you to watch if you are thinking about selling in early 2024. So currently, there's not a lot of homes on the market, but if you are thinking about selling next year, contact me now or contact a professional photographer, because guess what? Many of you are about to close your pools down for the season. Labor Day weekend's coming up, the official end of the pool season. You need to get professional photos of your home while your pool's open. You need to get professional photos where the grass is still green and there's leaves on the trees. Because guess what? If you call me in January, unfortunately, I'm going to have my drone out there and all the leaves will be dead. The pool cover will be on it. I can't set the scene. The other thing that's going to happen if you call me in January for the first time and you got all those painting touch-ups on the trim around the garage doors, or you got some flaking paint, or you got some green moss or mildew, or your roof. I had a concrete roof last year, $100,000 roof on a homeowner that I represent. It's 20 years old. A concrete roof is good around 60 to 80 years. They had a couple broken tiles, but more importantly, it was discolored. To the uneducated buyer's agent or buyer, they think it needs a new roof. No, it doesn't. $3,500 in cleaning, it looks new. So if you're thinking about selling, contact me. I'll come through with my fresh eyes analysis. I call it my SWOT analysis. I'll point out things that need to be done, exterior maintenance, now in the next 30 to 40 to 60 days before they turn off the water spigots and we have pipes that burst. Even you in Houston, I know that happens down in southern Texas. So again, contact me now. We'll get some exterior photos and I'll give you a list of things you got to do before next year. Guys, that is 2 nuggets I just shared.
That was amazing.
That everyone
That was good, man.
should be talking to. 1, exterior pictures. 2, I just did that for a $2 million potential listing. They haven't even hired me yet. And he said, send me the photos. He wanted the photos now. Guys, guess why I didn't send him the photos, Scott?
Because he didn't hire you.
He didn't hire me. I'm not going to give him my intellectual property. I am OCD. I'm a recovering perfectionist, Scott, but I am a micromanager. I am a micromanager. I'm going to share with you the picture we did. I was in Italy this summer. I'm going to share it right now. I was in Italy this summer, Scott, and It's called Aperol. Anybody raise your hand?
Oh,
Aperol?
Aperol spritz? Are you kidding me?
Yes,
Come on,
Aperol
man. Come on,
spritz.
man.
Yes, Aperol spritz.
Sarah's the one that introduced that to me.
So this guy, I'm selling his home. He owns a couple wine bars, and this is what I did. We set the scene. I told him I want you to have some nice drinks out, and this is exactly what we did. Hold on here. Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Scott.
There you go.
This was the scene when I had my photographer there. We had drinks out. We had them all going, and that was one of the main photos I took. I did a video. Let me play it again. Look at that. There's the scene with me and the outdoor, the pool was open. We had wine. Guys, you are the visionary. People buy on emotion and they justify on logic. They buy on emotion. Well, Mike, you might be saying, well, Mike, I'm in a buyer's market. I might tell you, you might be in I'm in a seller's market. I might tell you overall you are, but at some price point in your market, now it might be 30 million and above, 20 million and above, the shift occurs from a seller's market to a balanced market to a buyer's market. So you can't do the same things as everybody else. This agent was with Keller Williams and nobody in her office would help her. She went on a $5 million listing appointment. I helped her. That's what we call our closer program. If you ever have that opportunity, reach out to me. You can hire me and we'll help you get the listing and more importantly, get it sold. So my goal for any agent that goes through our training, Scott, is to give themselves at least a 30% raise. At least. Well, Mike, that sounds too, I can't do 30%. That doesn't sound feasible. Well, if I can get you from 200,000 average, if that's where you're at, to 260, that's a 30%. If I can get them from 300 to 390, that's 30. 5 to 650, Scott, that's 330. 1 million to 1.3, that's 30. Like the person in Kokomo, Indiana, from $80,000 to $94,000, that's a 30% raise. Now, stated that way, how many of you think 30% is feasible if you add more high-end and luxury to your portfolio?
Piece
I
of
better
cake.
see everybody's raised
Yeah.
hand. All right.
30%.
Why not you? Why not you? Okay. Guys, we have, about 10 more minutes left on this training. And why not you? Okay. So I'm going to go through this fast. First off, don't think like a real estate agent. Think like a marketer. You got to think like a marketer. Think outside the box. Scott, you down with OPP?
With OPP. Yes.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Down with OPP?
Very well.
All right.
Very well.
3 nuggets, rapid fire. Write this down, everybody. 3 nuggets. Well, Mike, I have a $0 budget. How do I break into luxury? Number 1, other people's properties. In your market, you should either attend other people's broker opens that are in luxury price points, or go to their public open houses in luxury price points. Okay. Get their permission. Ring, ring. Hey, Scott.
Hey, yeah. Hello.
Hey,
Who's
Scott,
this?
Michael Lafido from Remax. I see you have a public open house on Sunday. I'm an agent with XYZ Realty. I'm planning on coming by. Would you mind if I post about it? If I posted, I'm a big win-win guy. If I clearly said you were the listing agent, I posted a link to the property with your information. And if I come by on Sunday, take some photos and maybe do a live stream, but I clearly say you're the agent, would you be cool with that?
Yeah. No,
Win-win.
no, man. I don't want anybody to show my property. I don't really want to sell it. I just want the clout, that I listed
All right,
it.
perfect.
So,
Hey, no problem, Scott. I'm going to give Sarah a call. She's got another.
Okay. Sarah will let you. Sarah will let you. Yeah.
Okay. So OPP. Okay. So that's what you do. Now, what about if somebody in your office sells a big one? Okay. Scott Corbin. Scott, unmute yourself. Can you hear me, Scott? Unmute yourself. Scott, can you unmute yourself?
He's trying. There he goes.
Hey, Scott. Hey, congratulations. You had this big sale, the highest sale ever in your town. Congrats. Can you hear me, Scott? All right. He unmuted himself, but he's not talking.
But he's not talking. Go ahead and talk. We can hear you. All
right. I'm going to have Scott Hudsba. Go ahead. Scott. Big sale there, Scott. Congrats.
Biggest one in the county. Thank you so much. That was awesome, man. It's pretty exciting. I made a bunch of money on this one. Hey,
I know we don't know each other that well. I'd love to post about it. Say, hey, how another agent in Remax sold it. Would you mind?
No, absolutely. Go ahead. Go for it, man.
I'm giving you guys free nuggets. Okay, guys, There's a lot of dinosaurs in our industry. Reader's Digest said that we are just above sex workers as far as the most trusted professionals. That's not good, by the way. So again, you got to build rapport. What's the most listened to radio station people listen to?
WKPR in Cincinnati or something?
No, WIIFM.
Oh,
What's in
okay.
it for me,
What's in
Scott?
it for me?
All they care about is what am I going to do on this luxury training to save them time, aggravation, and sell more luxury homes. And when you go on a listing appointment, that's all they care about as well. So remember that. So don't talk about your awards or how you're number one. Talk about how you were on a training where a national global advisor was sharing best practices and how that's going to help get their home sold, even though the market shift. That's what they care about.
Absolutely.
Now, if I were you and I were to move to your market or Scott's market or Albert's market, join a chamber of commerce that services high-end clientele. Bring value to those business owners. Okay. If I had more time, I'd talk to you about cancel and expireds, but I don't. Get involved. Guys, I'm Italian, white, Caucasian, but I'm a member of ARIA. I'm a member of NAREB. I'm a member of the LGBTQ Alliance, even though I'm straight. I'm a member of NAREP. I'm a member of WCR, Women's Council Realtors, YPN. I think I'm young. I just celebrated a birthday last week. Okay. Get involved, be involved. This is where networking and best practices. So the last nugget. So number one, I talked about the foundation. That's your mindset. Whether you think you can or you're down, you can't. Garbage in, unfortunately, garbage stays. That's nugget number one. What are you feeding your brain? Positive in, positive stays. Positive in, positive stays. I'm going to have an amazing year. You're going to have an amazing year. But number two is OPP. Get around other people's until you have your own. And number three is positioning power. You are not in the real estate business. You're in the business of marketing your real estate business. Get out of your comfort zone, folks. Most of you do one video once in a while. I guess how many videos I produced on Friday, Scott? On Friday of last week.
3.
24 videos.
Yeah, that.
I was exhausted. I wanted to go drink afterwards. However, I banged out 6 months of video for one business of mine. I banged out 3 months of video for another, and I banged out 1 month for another. Okay, so you can bang them out. Bang, 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 bang. 20 in a row. Okay, video's not going away, guys. You got to use video, even if it's free live stream on a $0 budget. This was a house. I did a Facebook live stream. Within a day, I had 1,200 free views. Free.
Wow.
Before the pandemic, do you know how many YouTube views, the average YouTube unique views, the average video on YouTube had unique views?
It was up a lot.
400.
400. Okay.
Before the pandemic. I don't know.
Okay.
Call it 1,200 now.
Yeah.
But I got 1,200 free for a $0 free video. Okay.
Crazy.
Video, create a YouTube channel, produce content, video books. This is my video book. Okay. If somebody takes action today and gets our designation, which I'm going to offer them, I will send you a video book, this same video book with an endorsed message from me. So we're going to wrap things up here in the next 4 minutes. Number one, over the next 90 days, I'm a big believer, Scott, you got to take action. Don't just come on these trainings, guys, and then go back to the hamster wheel and not implement. Please take action. Okay. Choose to increase your average sale price as you're planning your goals for 2024. Do some prospecting. Go on a listing appointment that you have no business going on. Fake it till you make it. Okay. If it's, $5 million plus, contact me. I'll help you.
There you go.
All right. So our designation is an online training that you can get all access for 1 full year. It requires 0 luxury sales to take my course. Literally, you go to luxurylistingspecialist.com, the URL at the top. Now, some of you, if you are, I would probably tell you if you're a $15 million producer or more, we just launched luxury coaching yesterday. I'm taking 12 coaching clients, only 12. It's not cheap. I'm telling you right now, for 6 months fast start coaching, it's $21,000. For a year, it's $30,000. Don't apply unless you are committed to making more money. But for everybody else, our designation is cheap. It's only $597, $597, and I'll include a video book. That's a $200 value. Anybody that goes to luxurylistingspecialist.com and signs up by Friday, I will send you a video book, luxurylistingspecialist.com. Okay, that's the URL. Scott, I got time for a couple questions. Unmute yourself or type in questions you guys have. You guys were awesome. I'll put this up here one more time for our book. If you're a newer agent, but you've sold some luxury, we are offering a bonus section in our book. It's called Rising Stars. I got Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone's wife is going to be in there. Okay, I got Tristan Ahumada from Lab Coat Agents. Okay, reach out to me with any questions on the book, on coaching, on luxury listing specials. This is the best way to be in touch with me, is this QR code by the Prove Them Wrong sign.
Love
Any
it.
questions, Scott, for anybody?
I just want to say, is it the mindset that keeps people from in bucket 1 and bucket 2, or what
Absolutely.
helped you go
It
from
is
bucket 2 to
mindset.
bucket 3? Is it just
It's
mindset and being
mindset.
confident?
It's mindset. My designation is
Fail
16
forward.
modules. It's 16 modules, Scott, and module 2 is mindset. I would make it module 1 if I could, but module 1 is about terminology. Module 2 is all about mindset, because it's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's why in the NFL or in college football, there's David beats Goliath. Okay, why? Because David believes they can win.
Is it just failing forward? Would it be just failing forward? Like, I mean, did you go and fail until you figured it out? Is that what you recommend? Is that part of your course?
Babe Ruth said, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Guess what, Scott? 80-20 rule. Our
Yes.
world has 80% of people that don't even try out for the team or sit on the bench because of what ifs. What if I strike out, Scott? What if I get hit? What will my friends say? What will social media say?
Right.
The what ifs will drive me nuts. I'd rather strike out, and I feel like if I strike out, I'm much better to the hit. I'm much better to get my first double, my first triple, my first grand slam. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the difference between Lux and gold, or Lux and silver? Lux gold and Lux silver.
Okay, Lux Silver, everybody gets access for 1 year to our 16 modules, the Facebook group, all that, $597. Gold is $1,000 more. You get 300 templates, Word docs, MP3s, okay, 300. So some of you want ideas, you want some marketing pieces, you want the before and after book that I showed you, like that before and after book. I can't even find the darn thing right now. You want that? Like, we'll give you the templates in the $1,597. So you guys are getting a fresh start. Silver, you get all the content, all the modules. You just don't get the 300, the marketing vault.
Very cool. Michael, I know you got to go, man. Unbelievable stuff. Guys, scan the QR code, follow Michael. If you're going to be in Miami, I'll hook up with you if it's on the 14th. So looking forward to that.
At the Miami Rock the Market. Guys, you can go to my website and there's an event tab. If you want to see where the heck am I speaking next, most of my the people will pay me.
I would
Miami
attend one,
Rock the Market.
Yes.
It won't cost you anything to see me speak.
Yep, cool. Looking forward to it, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate what you're doing for the market. I know you got some big things coming that we can't share. So excited to have you back on after you're in the groove. So amazing stuff, man. Thanks for being here.
Thanks,
guys. Get out of your own way. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'll see you guys same time, same place right here next week on Fresh Agent Marketing. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.